Yeah, I'll go with this one first, I guess. The person I care about the most. I just mean you're the person I care about the most, Noelle. No matter what. Noelle blinks a couple of times before drawing away from me, shuffling back on the bench. She looks puzzled. Really? Yes, really. How curious. I don't see how it is. It's a fact of life. The sky is blue and the grass is green and the rabbits are cute. But despite what I said, you care about me? Of course I do. How could I not? This isn't because you pity me, is it? Is it? No, it isn't. I do feel sorry for you. I think your past sounds unpleasant, but... yeah, and the fact that you killed a few rabbits, but... yeah. I mean, still in the end, you still tried to be a better person. That's all you could really ask for. Even if you did do something shitty, and I mean, you were just a kid. Barely like 8, 9 years old when that shit happened. I don't pity you. You're a strong person. Stronger than you think. Strong isn't the word I would use. Noelle doesn't look convinced. Words run out towards the end, melting in the silence like falling snow. But I don't give up. Not a very stubborn person, but when it comes to something this important, I can't just back down. I want her to know. I want her to know how I feel. Reach out and take hold of her hand. He looks at me in surprise. Cheeks are slightly pinker than usual. You are strong. I know you are. You can do it. Whatever happens, I know you'll be okay. I think you're overestimating my abilities. But if you're so sure... Noelle smiles. A weary smile, but looks kinda weak, a little washed out. Definitely tired. But it's a smile all the same. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Wouldn't want to let a friend down, I suppose. Now on, I will do my best. She pauses, looking conflicted. Finally, she pushes her arms free hand in the air, as though trying to reach into the sky with her fingertips. But then, there's the Noelle we all know and love. Its motion is accompanied by a loud shout, on an over-the-top yell. The birds who are dozing in the trees overhead are startled by this commotion, take flight, their wings rustling. Well then... Noelle looks at me at first from beneath her eyelashes, cheeks light pink. How was that? Too bemused to reply instantly. I try to keep it to myself, but not wanting to seem mean, but I can't help it. Can't quite stifle my laughter. Noelle glares at me, cheeks red. Hey, what's so funny? I'm sorry, I just thought it was a little strange, that's all. Noelle pouts. Strange? How do you mean? I tried to be an energetic girl. Like a moo. I can see that much. I just didn't expect it. I was trying to do my best. I thought that was what you wanted. Maybe it was. Made me smile at least. See? You are laughing at me. Not at you, exactly. You are. You're laughing at me. Meanie. Noelle gives me a sour glance, for with a soft hump, she turns her head away, her hair hitting me in the face as she does so. And yet, despite this, I think she's smiling. Maybe just a little. A little is good enough for me. Right now, it's more than enough. I'm off to buy that jello. My god, we fucking need that after... Whew, man, after that rough part of the visual novel, Jesus Christ. I need to fucking break myself, but nearly at the end of it, so gotta just power on through. Oh, cello. Noah stares at the shelf before her with sparkly eyes, face flushed with happiness. These jelly snacks have an odd after effect on Noelle. Have you seen them in their plastic packaging, stacked neatly on the shelves of a convenience store? Reduce her to a strangely excitable, childlike state. As the power of our consumerist society, maybe. Sure, I'll buy you some if you want. That's why we're here, after all. Oh, really? Really? Yeah, I can buy you more than one. Noah suddenly straightens up, clasping a doll to her chest even tighter. I don't think we got enough money for this action. We just spent all the money on the damn doll. He has a serious expression on her face, mouth drawn into a line. No, chum, it's no good. Buying me too much jello, it would make the experience seem less special. Is that how it works? Indeed. I believe I already told you about this. Food of the caliber is something to be savoured, eaten slowly over a long period of time. You need to let it linger on your tongue. I see. Moreover, if I were to try several different kinds of jello, I'd need to have something to drink in between to refresh my palate. Is that how it is? Oh, nods her head. Yes, it is. Each flavour of jello is important. Very important. They need to be treated with respect. I could buy you some bottled water as well if you want. Is that cleansing enough? No. That's just not good. Are you using your head? I'm sorry. It was starting to feel like Noah's chef on a cookery program, and scored by an angry senior. Bottled water is not worthy of being consumed alongside this jello. It's cheap water. I don't call in cabinet which contains the drinks. Spring water sure doesn't look cheap, judging by the price tag. It's fine that Noelle loves jello so much, really it is, but her love is blinding her to the truth. But that water is more expensive than the jello itself. Noelle waves her hand in a dismissive motion. That doesn't mean anything. Water still can't compare. It only proves how ignorant the masses are when it comes to the worth of this jello. It must be nice being this enthusiastic about something. Even if it is only jello. If I said that, though, Noelle might kick me. And probably more than just kick me. Okay, I get it. Jello really is amazing. Yeah, it is. I'll buy you one, then. Just one. That's for the best. If I eat too many delicious things, I might die. You won't die, will you? It's always a possibility. Then I'll try to treat the jello with the respect it deserves. Noelle turns back to the display of jello, a small smile on her face. It's an expression of pure bliss. I scan the various pots of jello. Sometimes she picks up one and raises the back of the pot, but with a heavy sigh she returns it back to the shelf. I watch her repeat this routine once, twice, many times. I naturally start drifting towards the clock hanging at the back of the store. A minute passes, then 5, then 10. Probably going to be here for a while. And that's alright with me. Any distraction from the shitstorm story that we just had to listen to? Noelle and I walk back home companionably under the darkening evening sky. The air is cooler than it was this morning, much more crisp. Wind feels a little stronger too. Hear the sounds of the cicadas chirping in the surrounding trees. They're all around us. Yeah, I can see them hidden from sight. Makes me feel exposed somehow. So a vast invisible audience is watching me. Chan? Thank you. Hey now, what are you thanking me for? For buying me the jello? It was truly delicious. It was really that good? Yeah, it was. I hadn't had jelly that good in a while. Was it any different than usual? A little. Did I change the recipe? No, the recipe was the same as ever. Looked at the list of the ingredients. Why did it taste so good then? I don't know. Maybe it was because... I'm not entirely sure. Faint surprise, taking a step back in supposed alarm. Even the great jelly connoisseur herself doesn't know? Truly mysterious. No, however, doesn't react. Of course she doesn't. Instead, she simply nods her head, lost in her own thoughts. It is indeed. Do you think we should call Sherlock Holmes? No, don't be foolish. He's a fictional character. I know that. Then why did you suggest it? Her stag under the way of Noelle's serious stare. You know she says such strange things herself, her logic is as sound as ever. Talking to Noelle sometimes feels like playing a board game. Board game with illogical rules that haven't been explained beforehand, where every single throw of the dice is looted. If it's with her, I can't really win. Then again, relationships aren't about winning or losing, are they? That's a good way of looking at things. I think it's about having fun, and being with Noelle always makes me smile. I was being serious. I wasn't being serious, I was just joking. Oh. I think maybe... Noelle looks at me from beneath her eyelashes. Wonder whether it's my imagination or not, but looks as though almost like she's blushing, ever so slightly. Maybe it tasted better because I was with you. Thank you. It's no problem. We're together for a while in silence, fingers brushing, shoulders bumping. Sounds from separate footsteps mingled together. Shadows stretch out across the road seemed to merge. Thought it was almost comforting. And though I had to return home soon, I like to believe at least for a short while, I was able to understand Noelle. Sky above us is steely blue. Sun, which was so bright earlier, has sunk underneath a cover of dark clouds, making our surroundings muted and grey. It's a little sad. It's like fairly depressing weather, given I'm going to say farewell soon. Would have been nice to remember my final day here with more sunshine. Second pair of footsteps. I stopped. Is there something wrong with Noelle? I come to a halt, turning my head to look behind me. Noelle was standing at the side of the road, unmoving, gripping her doll tightly to her chest. Light blue eyes staring distant. Look almost as murky as the afternoon sky. Doubling back on myself, I make my way towards her. Noelle? You alright? I'm alright. Just thinking. About what? I'm not sure. You don't know what you're thinking? Well, I do, but it's complicated. Maybe it doesn't mean very much. I just had a fancy. Or whim. Maybe making the thought process sound incredibly airy and insubstantial, like chiffon cake. I'm sure it's something far heavier though, otherwise the expression wouldn't look so unsure. After a brief pause, Noelle eventually elaborates. Let's make a detour. Want to take a more scenic route. Makes it an imperative most unlike her. Isn't usually so straightforward. Perhaps it is this out-of-character assertiveness that makes me nod my head in agreement without question. Oh, are we going by the sunflowers? Haven't been there. Yep, we are. We haven't been there in a while. Well, it leads me to a large field located just on the outskirts of our village. I see a vast array of tall yellow flowers spread out before me. Large circular heads repeating over and over as far as the eye can see in endless rows. Not a lot of people think sunflowers look pretty, but I've always found them strangely eerie, especially when clustered together like this. Unless they look like they're a large display of vast, unblinking eyes staring right through me. Colors too are unsettling. I think the bright yellow is too garnished, far too bright to be becoming. Feels forced, unnatural, almost ugly. Flowers disturbed me so much when I was younger that I tried to avoid coming here at all costs. I shudder, eyeing the flowers with unease. Even though I'm older now and more sensible, hopefully, it still feels like they're staring at me. Why sunflowers? I think they're inspiring. Inspiring? Or not. Even though they're only flowers, they're able to grow so tall. I do feel like complimenting a sunflower since I find them so unpleasant. But still, despite my stubbornness, I have to concede on that point. I suppose that is impressive. Don't like them very much though. No. Small smile rises to Noel's face. That's just because you're jealous. Jealous? What do you mean? That they're taller than you. What? Face goes light pink. Poor my arm scowling, wanting to prove Noel wrong. That isn't the reason. They're not taller than me anyway. Maybe not yet. Give them time. I'm really not jealous, you know. I just think they look creepy. Creepy how? I don't know. It's just like they're too big and too yellow or something. Like, trying too hard. Is it wrong to try? I don't think so. But these flowers look kind of unnatural somehow. Maybe. Noel gives her a small nod, a slight inclination of her head. Takes her a few moments before she replies. I thought if I could see these flowers that try so hard, it could give me some courage. Courage? Yes, I need more. Lots more. I think you're already pretty courageous. No, I'm not. Once I do have to agree with Noel, she does need a bit more confidence. Noel looks out towards the sunflowers as she speaks. Stark contrast to the grandeur of these large flowers, swaying back and forth in the wind. Noel's voice sounds incredibly soft, as though it could fade away altogether. These sunflowers are different. Seem so permanent. They're gaudy, bright yellow, their roots are planted deep down into the soil with the strength of iron. Together they form a united front, an army. Or squadron of sunflowers, casting long shadows under the setting sun. I think I understand what Noel means. These sunflowers possess a certain kind of strength which I've never appreciated before. I wonder, is that why people like them? I am a weak person. I find it hard to speak my mind. Words I want to communicate get lost. Nothing comes out. I don't know how to express myself, and I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to burden others with pointless words, so I don't say anything. Try to keep everything inside, but time it just builds and builds and builds like snow. Trash, maybe. Large pile trash. And I have no way to shift it. I sigh. Because I don't trust others. I don't let them in. I don't let them help. And so, I'm weak. Well, but today I decided, won't give up. Even if it is difficult, I will keep trying. I will do my best. Like the sunflowers, must grow upwards, not inwards. And yeah, best way is if you're using allergy or trash, it's best to clean up a little bit at a time and just take it out when you can and when you're ready. But and not try to let any more build up and try to deal with it yourself. It's okay to ask for friends to help you clear out that trash if you need to. having a couple of, one, even two people to help you, than trying to do all the heavy burdening of your thoughts by yourself. Or trash in this instance, but yeah. You know what I mean. Will looks at me resolutely, eyes narrowed with determination. I want to tell you everything. Can you please not go into any more depressing stories, please? I've had enough for one day. Wind blows through the sunflowers and makes them rustle, as though with suppressed excitement. Are they listening? Are they listening? Can they hear? They can certainly see us. The wings of disembodied eyes framed with yellow petals. I'm going to be moving soon. Moving to England. However, my reaction is not one of abject surprise, nor what I might have been expecting. I'm ahead in resignation. So it's true. I've already heard it from Noelle's mother, but at the time I hadn't really felt real. So now, hearing those words from Noelle herself, I'm able to recognize it as the truth. You don't look very shocked, Ak-chan. I'm sorry. My face all wrong. It's alright. I don't want expression you pull. I like your face. Thanks. But I think acting more surprised would be a lie. You see, I already knew. You did? I'm impressed. What kind of detective work did you have to do to carry that out? Nothing as underhanded as that. I wasn't investigating you behind your back or anything. I just asked your mother. Is that so? Yeah, I went over to see you. I weren't there, but your mother was. Gave me a cup of tea and told me. I see. I'm sorry I didn't tell you myself until now. No, it's alright. Don't need to apologize. Didn't want to tell you that I was moving, after all. It's understandable. I didn't want to talk about it. Not with you. It's all my family has been able to talk about for the past few months. Sounds stressful. It is. All this endless talk about moving companies and property hunting and selling our home. Parents were like that when we were moving too. Argued a lot at the time. There were so many forms, so much paperwork. A lot of official documents piled up on my mother's desk. Pile gets higher and higher every day. So she becomes more and more stressed. Thinking back on it, Mrs. Cicada did seem rather tired when I saw her yesterday. Though she's been tired as primarily as usual, hair tied backward not a strand out of place, eyes were half-lidded and carved with dark grey bags. It isn't the only scary thing though. Noelle pauses, standing against a backdrop of bright yellow sunflowers under the gently dying sunlight. Noelle looks strangely ghostly. Her dress, once pure white, now dirty grey, flutters around her legs. Behind her, the sunflowers continue their dance, caught in the breeze. Sounds as though they're mumbling against themselves, in a private discussion nobody else can understand. Moving to England really is frightening. I can imagine. I can't speak English. I don't understand the language. And I'll stand out. I look strange. I don't think you look strange. Because you're used to me. But other people won't be. When I think about communicating with strangers in a completely unfamiliar country, far away from home, I don't know what to do. I've been having bad dreams about it. Nightmares. Lots of them. Noelle bites her lower lip. Body is trembling from tip to toe. Looks as though she's standing in the middle of a Siberian winter, not before a vast field of sunflowers, bloody yellow under a darkening sky. She trembles like that. Looks so frail, so fragile. Seems even more delicate than the doll in her arms. Doesn't often talk for such long periods of time. Yesterday in the woods was an exception. And today too. During the short amount of time I spent back home, I've seen many different sides of Noelle. Many sides that I didn't even realize existed. Like looking at a painting from a different angle, noticing the little details you never saw from the first time around. Or maybe it's like digging for buried treasure and uncovering the dusty bones of dinosaurs bit by bit with a fine bristled brush. But in actuality, something far more precious and important than all of that. About spending time with an old friend, beginning to understand how deep and complex their mind really is. About coming closer to somebody, learning more and more about them. About human relationships, and deepening your bonds. Don't think there's anything more worthwhile in the world than that. Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. And yet, going to try. All the words are softly spoken but quietly hopeful. Sounds optimistic, unusually so. Different from the Noelle I saw yesterday with tears dripping down her cheeks. I have become tired. Tired of being worried. It doesn't get me anywhere and it doesn't change anything. Even though this is something I can't change, I can at least try to make the best of it. Don't want to be scared. It's painful and it hurts my chest. So I want to stop that. I want to stop being scared. Like a sunflower, Noelle stands tall and proud, though she isn't painted the same yellow colour. Words hold that kind of quality. That self-confidence, unsure yes, but still stubbornly and faltering. Surely the same colour as those sunflowers. It's bright, glorious yellow. But is that really okay? What do you mean? Is it really so easy to just stop being scared? Maybe it's something you can't help. Maybe. Of course there'll be times when I want to give up. Times when I feel like it's a little too much. But because I have you by my side, because you continue to care for me all the time, I realize something important. Look at my feet, face light red. I don't deserve that kind of praise. I mean, I did abandon you for the last 2 years. I know, and it hurts, but I was able to survive. It did not kill me. Although you did try to kill me a few times, but I guess that can all be forgiven, right? It was in an alternate reality, so it's not like you guys are going to remember any of that anyway. I'll be fine on my own. A small smile. And now I know, this whole time, you're still worried about me. Still consider me a friend. And that's more than enough. Knowing that there are people like you in this world comforts me. Even though you still make mistakes, even though you're not perfect, I don't mind. No person is. The fact that you exist gives me enough strength to go on, I think. Even if that sounds silly. I don't know. I think this is a little silly. Well, laugh softly. But I've decided. Like these sunflowers, I want to try my best. Though I'm small, I'll keep on growing. When she smiles, her whole face glows, just like a sunflower. That single smile is so beautiful it almost takes my breath away. Hi, Amu. God. God, a lot has happened, hasn't it, Amu? My God. Okay, well, back into the mischief of all that. Ah-chan, welcome home. Yes, hi. Ow. I found something clamped around my middle hard, making me gasp for breath. Of course it's Amu. Amu? I can't breathe. Oops. Sorry. Voice light and litting, cheerfully sing-song, sharp contrast to her iron grip. Amu draws away from me, grinning. Why are you here anyway? This isn't your house. I know. I just got bored waiting for you to come back. At least you weren't following us this time. I mean, spares you from hearing, Noel's backstory. At least one of us can be cheerful. So I came here. Grandmother's really good cook, by the way. Hello, dear. Grandmother's kneeling at the table in the dinner room, or dining room, greets me with a wave. There's an empty bowl on the table, so her chopsticks discarded hurriedly alongside. Then I turn to extract the moon. Note there are a few stray grains of rice stuck in her cheeks. Have you been helping yourself to my grandmother's food? Who, me? No. It was offered to me. Well, at least I won't be needing to stuff my face full of it. Not getting an upset tummy this time. I didn't steal it or demand it. It's true. I like to see a young girl with a healthy appetite. Makes me feel glad that my hard work has been appreciated. That's right. Can't stand brats who don't eat every single morsel of their meal. Such a waste. I know. It's distressing for an old woman like me, too. Children today don't understand the worth of a simple square meal. Or in your case, several square meals. Probably a few square foot meals. And so the two of them start to complain just like old women. Well, I guess my grandmother really is an old woman, but you sure isn't. Why does she sound so passionate anyway? Does she really have the right to gripe about the youth of today when she's one of those youths herself? I went shifting uncomfortably on the spot. Then my grandmother sounds content enough. Feels like these barbed comments are being aimed at me. She holding a grudge? Or am I just being paranoid? Or both. Noel stands by my side, shielding her body behind my back. She trying to hide from a moo. Nevertheless, Noel made the resolution, didn't she? She said it herself. She was going to grow just like a sunflower, lifting her head towards the sky. And that's just what she does. Taking a deep breath, trying to steady the shaking of her body, she peeks her head out from behind me, mutters a small hello. It's nice to see you again, Amu. Oh? Amu looks a little surprised, eyes widening. Guess you didn't expect it to be addressed by Noel. Not when Noel often goes to such great lengths to avoid conversation with others. I don't know if she's ever spoken a full sentence to Amu before. It doesn't take Amu long to adjust to this unexpected occasion, though. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. How have you been? I'm alright. Thank you for asking. That's good. Chan said you were feeling kinda down, maybe, so I was worried. You were? Worried about me? Of course. Any friend of Akchan's is a friend of mine. Moo says so naturally, with such a good-natured smile, it's almost impossible not to be taken in by her charms. I had to admit, or I had to admire her. Her boundless energy really is inspiring. But we haven't really spoken, so now we'll have to make sure we talk more. It's no problem. Now speaking of which, he looks down at the door in Noel's arms. Who's this? She's cute. She's, I decided to name her Himawari. Himawari? Like sunflower? Oh, nice. Nice name. Yeah, that's right. Moo grins. Oh, I see. Because of her golden hair. How cute. But, is this really okay? Huh? Is what okay? You talking to me? Why wouldn't it be? Talking to you because I want to talk to you, aren't I? I thought maybe you did not like me. And why should I like you? I don't have any reason not to. Well, I may seem like a strange person, but even I have common sense. Why should I dislike anyone as cute as you? Cute? Noel looks flustered. It takes a short while to regain her composure. It's just, I haven't spoken to you very much in the past, and maybe it looked rude? Maybe you thought I was bad because I don't talk, or aloof. I was worried about it. Hey, you don't need to worry. I know I can be a difficult person sometimes. Action tells me all the time. Because it's true. And I got the bruises to prove it. You jerk, go die. Hey, don't say something's that awful with a smile. Sorry, Action, that's one of my charm points. That isn't a charm point. The exact opposite of a charm point. Linkamu is very charming. Hello, Grandma? You're starting to go senile, are you? Did you just hear what she said to me? That's right. Do you hear that, Action? I'm charming. I give my grandma a half-lidded glare. Merely smiles in response, like a benevolent old tortoise, as though nothing at all is amiss. Feel like I've been betrayed. Betrayed by my own grandmother. All because I don't eat enough of her food. This is indeed a cruel world. So, Action. As Amu says this, she slaps my back hard. Ow. Amu doesn't need to eat any more of my grandmother's rejuvenating homemade food. She has enough boar-like strength as it is. I'm curious. How was your date? Date? Is Amu still calling it that? It wasn't really, open and close my mouth. I'm only able to come out with garbled noises and malformed syllables. Don't even have a chance to elaborate further because my grandmother cuts me off. Ah, yes, I'm also curious about my cute grandson's love life. How was it, dear? Did you remember to wear clean on? No, it's way too soon to be having the great grandbaby talk now. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, great, you're here. A date? And this is just getting ridiculous. Where did he come from anyway? Grandson went on a date, dear. Best friend of Moo told me. That's right, I did. It's the truth, 100%. That's why they call me Reliable Moo. Nobody calls you that. I do. I just called myself it. That doesn't count. Why not? I ought to have an opinion too. This girl, she really is impossible. Oh, is that so? Why does my grandpa look so impressed? Well done, lad. I always knew you had it in you. Is this the lucky lady right here? Most grief and embarrassment hides behind my back, face red. Doesn't stop the barrage of questions that come our way, though. Did you go see a movie? That's popular amongst couples, right? Is that what couples do, or are my sources wrong? Back when I was college on tour, I made him a packed lunch every day. Small signs of affection can go a long way. I'll tell you, lad, if you want this to work out, you better know your limitations. I think it makes you less of a man, but it's a good lesson to learn. We don't need a lesson from you, old man. No thank you. Not those kinds of lessons. Was there a confession scene? Was it all like sparkle sparkle and badam badam? Well, badam yes, no sparkle though. We used to take nice long walks down by the river. It was so pretty during the spring when the cherry blossoms were in bloom. Don't try and date more than one woman at a time, lad. You think they won't know? You think you're ahead of the game, but soon it'll all come crashing down, you mark my words. Yeah, I think you need another ladle to your head, Grandpa. I can't even get a word in edgewise. Everybody's talking at once. Really is the worst. I mean, it could be worse, but... But man, that definitely made me feel a little bit more better. So I find myself at the train station holding my suitcase. Moo and Noelle are by my side, Himawari too, clutched in Noelle's arms. I came to say goodbye. Thought my grandparents would come as well, but they declined. Said something silly about how if I had been on a date with Noelle, wouldn't want them getting in the way of my farewell with my girlfriend. Just thinking about it is making my face go red. Feel like a boiled radish. Why is the moon such a blabbermouth? Chan, I'll miss you. Look at the moon in surprise. I expected to say didn't expect it to be so honest. Yet though it is a surprise, I am happy. Just a little. Don't know you care. Of course I care. One of my best friends. Moon's open honesty continues to catch me off guard, even though I've begun to expect it. Feel awkward and I'm not sure what to do with my arms. I let them hang limply, feeling foolish. Yeah, you too. You're a really good friend. Even if she is a blabbermouth, I still care about her. How could I not? I have known her since I was 3 years old. I'm happy, but I don't know. Feels a little lacking. Lacking? Yeah, I thought this final farewell would be more dramatic, you know. Like in those cute girls' manga, where the two characters have a super tearful farewell scene in the train station and it's all dark and gloomy. Then the guy's all like, I can't live without you, Sachiko. Please come back to me. And Sachiko's like, I'm sorry, Kenta, but I can't stay with you even though I love you. I wanted something like that. But why Sachiko? Moo shrugs. I just like that name. No deeper meaning. I see. I just want it to have more drama. Everything about this seems perfect. Be missed opportunity if we don't seize upon it. I mean, never see anything exciting in real life, so when a chance presents itself, I need to make the most of it. Need to aim for maximum audience immersion. You're going to become an actress? One can always dream. Gotta risk big to win big. Oh, how impressive. No, don't be fooled by her, Noelle. Just talking nonsense. Yet, though Moo and I are bickering playfully like this, I'm not quite buying it. Moo's voice sounds slightly too forced, a little unnatural. I don't want to move forward too long. I can tell when she's telling the truth, and this isn't one of those times. She's probably a little sad. Sad that I'm leaving. I can sense as much in her smile. Maybe she's just trying to lessen the tension. She wants to cheer us up. But I don't want to interrogate her. Not now. Not when she's trying so hard to be cheerful. Poking into her business too much at this point. Just be selfish. All I can do is play along. Time passes. When I look at my watch, I realize I only have 10 minutes left until my train departs. Hardly any time at all. How did it go by so quickly? Feels like only yesterday that I met with my grandparents out here, at the very beginning of my visit. Evening has well and truly descended now. The surroundings are dark, the sky tinted steely blue. When sitting in the corner of the station looks strangely sad and lonesome, completely isolated without a single friend. Guess that bench could serve as a metaphor for this whole village. Only surrounded by trees and forests, cut off from the rest of the society. And yet, it is in this small, secluded space, free from outside interference, that people like Noelle and I can thrive. But despite this, we can't stay here forever. Time moves on and all things change. Both been uprooted from our homes, forced to relocate somewhere else. Had to go back to the city, 7 hours away. Noelle has to go to England. The village where all our childhood memories were made, no longer be our home. Memories, however, won't fade away. They'll stay inside my mind forever. I don't want to forget. Akchan? I was tugging at my sleeve. Stares up at me with an unreadable expression on her face, one that I can't fathom. Yes? What is it? You only have 5 minutes. What, really? Oh, nods her head. I had no idea. You should hurry up. You might miss the train. Yeah, good point. Wouldn't want to do that. Yet, even though I say that, deep down inside my feelings are quite different. I don't want to leave. I already had to leave once. Now it feels like it's happening all over again. Saying goodbye to my friends the first time was hard enough. So hard, in fact, I was unable to do it properly. But having it happen twice? Isn't that cruel? Isn't that unfair? Why should I be torn away from my best friends? Old life once more, just because my parents, without consulting me, decided to move. What about Noelle? She was always so quiet, so shy, so unsure. Doesn't she need me? Does she? Look at Noelle's face, filled with a quiet new determination, sort of which I'd never seen before. Eyes look harder, filled with life. Like a sunflower, I'm sure she'll be able to grow proud and tall, no matter what circumstances she finds herself in. Look at her and I know she'll do fine. No matter what happens, she can keep going. She has that kind of strength buried deep down inside her. Might not be obvious at a glance, but I know. Noelle is stronger than anybody. Doesn't need me to protect her. More than capable of doing that herself. That is more than enough to make me happy. Be greedy of me to ask for more. Can't hang around here forever. Have a house to return to, my parents. Maybe a freshly cooked meal on the table too. It's more likely my mother will just give me cold leftovers from dinner and tell me to heat them up in the microwave. Have a new school and new friends. Sakai, Miho, and Yuna. Have a whole new life, and they're the ones that share it. My life has changed. Isn't the same anymore. About time I realized this. Can't keep dwelling on the past forever. Isn't healthy. Need to find my own strength. Strength to move on. Using my own power. Noelle's courage has given me hope. If she can't do it, then I can too. I must, this time. I won't run away. I'm tired of being a coward. This time, I'm going to say goodbye properly. Stand on the platform underneath the evening sky. Everything looks dark, dull, and murky. The surroundings have lost their colour. Even a moose hair looks strangely grey, less pink than usual. As though, in this strange, melancholy world, maybe there are no people. Only shadows. My train is here. We should get going. Hey, I try to say it, but it's useless. Words catching my throat, choking me. I can't say it. Mouth won't let me say it. I told myself I'd do it properly this time, but it really is painful. Luckily, Amu takes pity on me. He offers me a large smile, though it seems slightly more restrained than usual. Pats me on the shoulder. For once, she does it gently, in a manner that doesn't leave me doubled over, wincing in pain. That's okay. I'll miss you too, Akchan. Amu. Amu diverts her gaze away from me for a few moments. Looks kinda shifty. Why isn't she looking into my eyes? Not that I'm being all mushy or anything. Of course not. It's you, after all. It's true. I'm not a sentimental type of person. So she says, but is that really true? Maybe I'm reading into it too much. Mo is my childhood friend, that's all. Rather, I'll miss being able to make fun of you. That's all, really. And she giggles. Typical devilish giggle. Smile, shaking my head. You monster. Yes, I am. This monster thinks you better get on the train before it leaves. Ah, that might be a good idea. Turn looking back at the train. Don't have that long left, do I? There's one more thing I need to say before I go. Just one. Well, yes? Will looks up at me, eyes wide, staring. Holding Himawari to her chest, clutching her tightly. Oh, we'll be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine. No matter where life takes her or what happens in the future. I'm not afraid. This time. Not afraid of leaving. Because I've learned to have faith in my friends. I think this is what true friendship is. Even if we're not together, we'll always be friends. I won't forget this time. I'll write letters to you, I promise. I'll write lots and lots of letters. I don't want to abandon you again. Will looks at me. Seems to look right through me. Then, after a while, she smiles. A soft, gentle smile. Thank you, Ak-chan. I make sure I reply to them. You... Another pause. Gust of wind blows through the platform. A shiver, digging my hands deep into my pockets, but Noelle doesn't flinch. Her arms and legs are exposed, bare to the elements. Pale, milky white skin has turned red from the cold. Despite this, she doesn't even shiver. This cold, dark place, Noelle smiles. Simple, with a smile that exudes light like a firefly, filled with tentative hope. You really are my best friend. Oh my god. That was rough to get through, but my god, it was so fucking good though. But we still have one more ending to get through, so I'm assuming there's probably an after credits scene with this one, potentially? Just gonna skip through that. Yes, there is. I stare up at the night sky, my eyes wide. So many stars. They are all so beautiful, twinkling, way above my head like sugar sprinkled across a tablecloth. I don't know if I've ever appreciated just how pretty they are before. Who doesn't care about the stars? She's more interested in things she can catch or climb on, or jump over. Can't do any of those things with the stars. Can't even touch them, so she isn't interested. Maybe I can appreciate them more now because I'm with her. Well, doesn't it make you feel small? What does? Well, the stars. Silence. Oh, you got shorter hair. Oh, maybe this is younger Noelle, I think. Look at Noelle, lying beside me, staring up at the sky. Her hair looks even paler than usual under the light of the moon. Your skin isn't like that. It's tanned, caramel bronze colour, fallen from playing outside too much. Skin is probably the same. It's not like Noelle's. Is it because she came from the city? Maybe the sun over there is muted. Intersected by all the tall buildings that reach up into the sky. I don't know. More silence. It's always silence when I'm with Noelle, but I don't dislike it. If anything, I find it reassuring. Not really. I frown. There's so many stars. They're all so far away. It makes the world feel big. Really, really big. But I'm only little. Well, that is true. You are only little. Hey, isn't fair. I'm a growing boy. And I'll get taller one day, you'll see. That's the spirit. It's good to have faith in yourself. You're making fun of me. I'm not. Honest. I was impressed. Really? Yes, even though it's probably impossible for you to get taller, you're still doing your best. It's impressive. But Noelle teases me. Thought she was going to be different from Amu, but she can be mean too. What is it about me that makes people want to make fun of me anyway? Well, I'll show you. I'm going to eat a lot of breakfast every morning, and I'm going to drink a glass of milk after every meal. I'll ride my bike a whole lot. Yeah. See where that got us. Now we're in our late teens and very unfit. Well, that way I'll get taller. I'll definitely will. How admirable. Do you want me to write a wish for you on the Tanabata too? Huh? What do you mean? I mean, I'll write something like, I wish Ak-chan will get taller, and tie it to the bamboo tree. Then maybe, those, deities or gods will hear your wish. It will be granted. Well, look away from the world, blushing. Which one is, that deity and which one is that one? Anyway, I think they have other names. I don't know. Maybe that's rude. I've been writing wishes to them every year, but I can't even point them out in the night sky. Isn't that sad? Isn't it lonely? Wouldn't like being lost all the way up there. Stars look like a lot like fireflies, but they're so far away. I won't be able to brush them with the tips of my fingers, even if I did get taller. You don't need to make a wish for me. It isn't fair. Why isn't it? Because the wish belongs to you. You shouldn't wish for something you want, or you want, not something I want. Do you really think so? Yes, there's a lot of things you want too, right? Not really. Nothing at all? Well, there is one thing. What is it? I want you to be happy. That's all. Is that really true? She wants me to be happy? This was hot. Noelle is my friend, she's still a girl. Hearing a girl say something like that is a little... Ak-chan? Are you alright? I'm fine. I was just wondering if you knew the names of any stars. The names? Yeah, like, there's, these two deities, there's also, these two, right? I think so. What about the other stars? Do they have names too? Well, I think they do, but I don't know any of them. You don't? No, I'm bad at remembering things like that. Can't see the stars very well in the city. Oh, that's sad. I thought you were the kind of person who knew about the stars. Why? That's a good question. Why did I think that? I don't entirely know myself. Is it because her skin looks so pale under the moonlight? Maybe, but that's not it. Then is it because Noelle is such a quiet person compared to Amu, and quiet people usually seem to know lots of interesting things loud people don't? Amu likes to thunder through the forest and catch interesting bugs and jars, doesn't know what the bugs are called. She doesn't care. Somebody like Noelle, who seems so serious, so focused, can draw with intricate, detailed pictures. Looks like she would know about and notice these small things. But that isn't it either. Because Noelle herself reminds me of those stars. So distinct and far away, and hardly ever talking to anybody. Lonely and isolated. It's what I think. But I don't know how to say it. I have no idea. Words are too difficult. Much too difficult for me. I just hope by being with her, I'm able to make her feel less alone. I want to stay by her side forever. We're always going to be best friends. Got ending 11. But we still got ending 12 to get. Okay, well, person I like the most. I just mean, you are the person I like the most, Noelle? Noelle looks at me curiously. My blue eyes are vast as though they're sucking me in. Like, what kind of like do you mean? Pause, suddenly unsure. Feel as though been called to the front of the class by a teacher and asked to solve a complex puzzle on the blackboard, even though I was dozing at my desk for the last half an hour. I wonder if this is normal. Do most people, when hard-pressed to define what exactly they mean, draw blanks like this? People go through their lives saying things, emitting constant streams of white noise from between their lips, without even pausing to think what they're actually saying. Fortunately, yes. Yes, they do. People like that, unfortunately, do exist. And there's even some people who are in, higher power jobs who should not be in there. In that case, most words are wasted, aren't they? Most words are useless. It means I enjoy being with you, I suppose. I see. Will draws away from me slowly, sliding back along the bench. My eyes cloud over. He looks down at the lap, at a doll. A new companion. That's rather vague. I still don't understand. She's right. It is vague, isn't it? Pick it apart even further, think of it more deeply. What does it mean to like somebody? What answer could I give to satisfy her? How do I feel about her anyway? Certainly I never want to see her sad. Not ever. At least for as long as I've known her, she's been that important to me. When she smiles, I feel relieved. When she frowns, it hurts, causing a sharp, sudden pain, like pressing something metallic against the filling by mistake. I like her. Really, really like her. Now that phrase is unfixed and vague, terms so overused with so many connotations, almost has no meaning. But maybe its meaning changes depending on what situation you use it in. What is given meaning by the feeling behind it? Does that make sense? I don't really know, but there is one thing I am sure of. I'm confused too. When aren't you, Ak-chan? When aren't you? But even if I can't explain it, that doesn't invalidate my feelings. Ak-chan, I like you, Noelle. Like you a lot. And that's the truth. Then, the light blue eyes so pale it looks as though somebody has drained the color away from with a pipette. Noelle stares at me. Look in her face makes my heart flutter, but it's not an uncomfortable feeling. Ak-chan, could you prove it? Can you? I feel my heart beating even faster inside my chest. It's probably pumping far too hard. That's what she said. Now is not the time to be making those kinds of jokes. God, maybe I am as bad as a moo sometimes. That's the reason why my face is so red. It must be. I don't understand. Not like I'm running a race or anything, so why is my heart pounding like this? You all only asked a simple question. It was just a question. No need to act this strangely. There really is no need. That's why I keep telling myself over and over again, even as I lean in closer. With Noelle's shoulder shifted against my side. I inhale, I can smell the scent of a shampoo. She closes her eyes. At some point, so do I. Though I've never done such a thing before, my body moves by itself, though it knows what to do. I stopped thinking. I must stop thinking. Those lips are soft and warm. Kiss doesn't last very long. Maybe less than a couple of seconds. At some point, my brain suddenly kicks into gear. This is the moment when I realize in a sudden rush that this really is very embarrassing. Face is red. I break away from Noelle, pressing my hands against my face. Pick at Noelle from between my fingers, my body trembling. She sits there demurely, one finger pressed against her lips. Her expression is just as deadpan as ever. Yet her eyes half-lidded and hazy. Yet her cheeks... I think I can see a soft blush. Ah-chan? And my hands fall to my lap hesitantly. I'm still shaking. Yes? That was my first kiss. It was mine as well. And it happened so quickly I'm not entirely sure whether I was listening or not. It wasn't anything like the first kisses in the romance dramas I like. There was no pouring rain, no tears, no dramatic violin music swelling in a crescendo in the background. There's two awkward teenagers, both shy and unsure. It wasn't anything mind-numbing, life-altering. Yet, despite that, Ah-chan, yes, I think I'm happy. Happy? Yeah, I'm glad that my first kiss was with you. I'm happy too. I think I will try harder. Harder? Yeah, happiness isn't something that simply happens. It's something you have to make happen. Even though it is difficult, I will try. I'll try to be happy. With all my might. That's good. I want you to be happy, Noelle. I know, so I will not give up. Try to be more like a moo. Huh? Two moos? The idea that is incredibly troubling. Chicks would never be safe from pinching and poking. Get so stretched out they'd lose their shape. My cute face would definitely be ruined. Well, you don't have to be more like a moo, not at all. One moo is enough, then it's more than enough for anybody. But you get along with her so well. Seems so close to her. Well, bites her lower lip. Looks distressed. I wonder, is she jealous? Somehow that is kinda cute. You don't need to worry. I don't like a moo as much as I like you. Huh? I mean, after all, I kissed you, not a moo. Well, I did wonder about that. Hey, puff on my cheeks, arms folded. Can't help but feel offended. I already told you it's my first, didn't I? Not like I was lying. I know, but you and the moo always seem so friendly, so naturally I became curious. What do you mean, naturally? Did other people think that too? Of course. Everybody in the class did, I think. They all thought you two were dating. It was casual observation, completely devoid of malice. Face turns bright red. The whole class thought that I didn't even realize. Me and a moo? No way. Well, looks at me passively. Expression blank. You didn't know? No? No, I did not. Oh, I apologize. I was not aware. Did not know you were that dense. This is why we do not need two moos. Poor Chun's pride and ego cannot take any more of this. Whole body tenses as though I've been struck by lightning. Don't just call me dense. Oh, and we're back here. Okay, so this is slightly different. Remember the feeling of our lips pressed together in the pink, swiftest, most chastised of kisses makes my face turn light pink. Because I care for Noelle. Because she means this much to me. I can't forget her. Won't let myself forget. Chun? Noelle is tugging at my sleeve. Stares up at me with an unreadable expression on her face, one that I can't fathom. But then we've already read through all this, so we can skip through all of this. And stand on the platform underneath the evening sky. Everything looks so dark, so dull, and so murky. Almost as though Noelle and Moo and I are creatures in an aquarium. Indeterminate shapes swimming under the surface of the water. Train is here. I should get going. But when I look into Noelle's eyes, I feel as though I can't. Not that easily. Pale, light blue eyes. When will I ever be able to see them again? England is quite a distance away, after all. I'll miss her. I know I will. The feelings inside my head are all mixed up. We kissed, didn't we? What does that mean? Does it even mean anything? It's all happened so fast and I can't find the words to express it. Chun, you should go. You'll be late. I know that. It's just, Elle tilts her head to one side quizzingly. What? Well, I don't know how I feel about you exactly, but I do know that you're very dear to me. This time, offer a smile, strained and slightly awkward. I won't forget to write you letters. I promise. I'll write lots and lots every day. So, I don't want you to feel alone. You aren't alone anymore. Chun. Yeah. The soft, warm sensation. Those lips land on my cheek delicately, gently, just like a falling cherry blossom. Whole face turns red. Really am bad with stuff like this, aren't I? I knew it! I really was a date. His voice draws me out of my hazy fear. Turned to her, my cheeks still pink, mouth falling open. What can I even say to that? Why does she sound so gloating? Kinda want to pull her ponytail. Surprisingly enough, Noelle was the one who placed on me first. Her words are soft, punctuated by a great deal of pauses. Sounds confident, even though it's only quietly so. Maybe. I'm not sure. That definition is still confusing. But you kissed Akchan. You totally kissed him. Elle holds Himawari tight to her chest. Slowly, very slowly, a smile begins to bloom across her face. A smile that looks significantly different than usual. A strong smile, defiant and bold, just like a sunflower. That's right, I did, didn't I? That you did. I saw the train, my head leaning against the window. Movements of the train jerks my head against the glass, knocking my teeth together and bumping my forehead, but I disregard it. Mind is far too occupied with my vague, disjointed thoughts swirling around inside my head like jellyfish to pay much attention to anything else. Feeling Noelle's lips on my cheek, that goodbye kiss. Press my hands against my cheek. They feel hot. I almost feel as though I've been living inside some kind of dream these last 3 days. The village is so small and so secluded, so quiet. It really does feel, during these past few days, like I was existing underwater. But it's not like that anymore. The sound of the train filling my ears with a dull, invasive hum. It makes my head hurt. I'm going back home where I'll be far away from my childhood memories, new relationship, my old friends. But I won't forget them. Of course I won't forget them. I'll write letters. I'll write lots and lots of letters. even if it's embarrassing, even if we rarely see one another. Even though I'm not accustomed to feeling like this, I want to stay with Noelle. I always want to be with her. That was a sweeter ending. I like that. But I definitely agree with them not being able to get the thoughts out. Because, yeah, definitely know how to not verbalize something or find the right words to express yourself. Because, like, even right now, since finishing this game, I've, like, going through all these endings, I've been writing down all my thoughts that I wanted to make at the end of this game, once I finally got through it, and just like kind of sit, yeah, so then I can like get my thoughts out all correctly and make sure that I include all the things that I want to say. I'm surely gonna forget them anyway, because I'm bumbling in it like Akchan. But yeah, but then, oh my god, that last part with poor fucking Noelle. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, because I kind of sympathize with her, because I kind of know what how it's like to be treated badly. I mean, not to her extent, obviously. Oh my god, look at the little chibi art. Oh my god, that's so fucking adorable. I was waiting for that one. That's so cute. And are we gonna get an after credit scene? I think we are. Yes, we are. Also, I'd like to introduce you to a new student. Her name is Noelle, and she comes from the city. Aw, look at little Mew, so cute. Oh, new student! Yay! Mew claps her hands together, grinning. Looks excited. Is still in the process of unwrapping birthday presents, and I can't blame her. Don't know if I've ever had a transfer student before, especially not from the city. Might as well be a different planet for all I know. Naturally, this is big news, especially to a nosy person like a Moo. Hey, Akchan. We prods him in the side. Ow. Yes? Are you looking forward to it? Aren't you excited? Might get somebody new to play with. Well, I suppose. I hope she won't be scary. She won't be scary, silly. Why would she be scary? Because teacher said she comes from the city? Maybe she'll be strong and tough and picks fights. I don't think so. Even if she does, I'll sort her out. That is kinda menacing. No, it isn't being directed at me. Don't worry, Akchan. No matter what happens, I'll protect you. My back is always big enough for you to hide behind. Look down at my desk. Face bright red. I'm grateful to Moo, of course, but because she is such a loud voice, everybody in the class can hear her. They're all looking at me, only smiles on their faces, even Miss Takebana. They're all laughing at me, aren't they? Seems to happen a lot when I hang around a Moo. So, teacher. Moo waves her hand around in the air. Meant to raise our hands and wait silently for Mrs. Takebana to call on us before we can talk. Moo, however, bypasses the standard protocol. She raises her hand, but she doesn't wait to be called on. She just shouts out loudly across the whole classroom. Fortunately, Miss Takebana is a nice lady. She doesn't scold a Moo for breaking the rules. Then she smiles indulgently. What is it, dear? When will you bring her in? I want to see. I'm excited. I want to see. Takebana laughs. Now, Moo. That isn't polite. Huh? Why not? I know you're excited, but you shouldn't shout so loudly in the classroom. You're always an animal in the zoo or an exhibition in the museum. You're human beings. She has feelings too. Moo pulls her face. Seems boring. That may be the case, but that is not what I'm trying to say. Huh? What do you mean? Maybe you should try to be a little quieter? Well, as a shy person, shout too much, she might get scared and then she'll run off back to the city. Here's why I was wide in shock. Clutching her chest in the most melodramatic of fashion, she leans forward across the table and shouts, No, that's not fair. I want to see the new girl. She can't go back to the city. I won't let her. Then are you gonna behave? What do you think? Fine. He sinks back into her seat, arms folded. Looks grumpy. Been outmaneuvered and she knows it. A few moments pass. Moo doesn't make a sound. That might be some kind of class record. I think she's holding her breath. Cheeks are puffed out, hands screwed up into fists. Face looks worryingly purple. Maybe she's trying to teach the teacher a lesson. Takebana, however, doesn't seem to mind this unorthodox method the Moo is using to remain quiet. Smiles, clapping her hands together. Good. Now that we're all settled, I'll go get her. Give me a few moments, please. With that, she turns and leaves. A few moments pass, then a few more, and a few more. Look at the clock. It's been over 5 minutes and Mrs. Takebana isn't back yet. New girl, delinquent. Is she from a gang? Maybe she's been disrupted. Miss Takebana is trying to calm her down. Or what if? Would she punch Mrs. Takebana in the face or bitten her? Would she do something like that? She's fine as long as she's not carrying around a box cutter. Would they even let that kind of person go to school? Tremble, staring down at the floor. Suddenly feel all cold as though I've eaten too much ice cream. Alright class, I'm back. We have a minor disagreement, but it's all been settled now. Broken out of my anxious thoughts by the sound of Mrs. Takebana announcing her arrival, saw the door opening then closing. But I'm too shy to actually lift my head. There's a new girl in the classroom. A stranger. Somebody I don't know. What is she scary? I hope she's not scary. Why does there have to be a new person anyway? It was just fine before. Why does everything need to change all of a sudden? And... ooh, Akchan. She looks cute. Why does the Moo sound so excited? Moo's voice is loud. Can't fills the classroom, reaching the ears of every single student, even the new one. Here's some mixed laughter and then a small whimper. Sound of discomfort. Who was that? Was it the new girl? I don't know much about delinquents, but I don't think that's the kind of noise a delinquent would make. So, very slowly, confident by this logic, which I have no real basis for, lift my head. Oh my god, look at baby Noelle. She's so cute, even though we just saw her in the last ending, but standing in the front of the class is a young girl. She looks nervous, shy, body shaking, just slightly. She hides behind the teacher's back. Can only see about 3/4 of her. The rest is hidden. Looks about my age, though maybe she's a touch taller than I am. That's no big surprise, everybody is taller than I am. Hair is fairly short, light silver and decorated with a purple ribbon. Skin is ghostly pale, but her eyes are the most striking aspect of her. Pale light blue, misty and far away, almost as though they're staring into another world. Yep, that would be our Noelle. Oh, and there is more! Akchan, new girl's so boring. Moo's voice, whiny and petulant, cuts through the air like a knife, swinging back and forth, her legs kicking. Swings creak in protest with a constant dull drone, mingling with her complaints. I, on the other hand, am being more cautious, as ever, moving back and forth, but just barely. She's brushing the earth beneath me. I wonder, why is the new girl boring? 'Cause she is. Really, really boring. Maybe that's a little mean. It doesn't mean if it's true. It's just your opinion. My opinion is the truth then. well, I don't know. I do. So excited about having a new classmate, but it's a total disappointment. Like we haven't got a new classmate at all. So quiet you wouldn't even know she's here. I wanted to ask her lots of stuff about the city. About the big buildings and the fast cars and the large stores and the food and people and everything. I want to know everything. But she won't tell me anything. Doesn't act like a person from the city should. Not at all. I don't think the new girl is so bad. Hasn't done anything wrong. But she keeps ignoring me. No matter how hard I try. No matter what I do, she won't even look at me in the eye. Her grip on the swing set grows even tighter. She kicks her legs back and forth hard. Motion is becoming more powerful, more violent. The creak of the swing swells, growing louder and louder. It sounds menacing. These words are menacing. It's not like I can't understand how she feels. I think it might be annoying if you keep reaching out to somebody, only to be shot down constantly. It would make you feel sad. Maybe it would make you mad. It would make you feel like the other person doesn't like you. Like they're looking down on you. But I didn't think Noelle was like that. She's probably just shy. Shy? How can she be shy? You try so hard to make her feel welcome. Say hello every morning, you know. I mean, it might be a little bit overwhelming, Amu. Even brought in some of the dorayaki my mum made. Gave her one so she could have something yummy to eat, and so she'd realize I want to be her friend, and she didn't even touch it. Left it on her desk, but she didn't eat any of it. Even though Japanese sweets are the best. And my mum's cooking is delicious. Not fair. I'm mad. Well, I don't know. Maybe she just needs time to adjust. It only takes a few minutes to prepare and it's still tasty. Why should this girl be more special than that? Does she think she is better than me? I don't think it's on purpose. It's stupid, useless. I don't care anymore. I don't want to be friends with a person like that if she won't even try. With that, Mimi propels herself forwards on the swings. Swing set jerks forward, arching through the air. Watching mobile as form moves up and up and up, seeming almost to become one with the summer sky. Then with a sudden swift movement, Mood jumps from the swing at its highest point in the arc, goes flying. Looks just like a bird soaring up in the sky unbound by the laws of physics. Never been able to make a daring jump like that. Far too small, far too shy, far too scared. Something like that is easy for Moo. It's nothing. She didn't even have to think about it. That's because she is a strong person. She isn't like me. She isn't like Noelle. Then could it be maybe I am like Noelle? Miss Snickers' old enough white, worn from play, hit the ground with a loud thud. I was held up by at either side like a tightrope walker. Somehow Moo's back seems so far away. And we got even more, my god. Okay, this is a long after credit scene. It was about a month or so after Noelle joins our school, going on a class field trip to the zoo. 3 hours away and we had to set off early, 6 a.m. Classmates accompanied by Mr. Takibana are gathered outside the school building in the early hours of the morning, waiting for the bus. The sun is just starting to rise, peeking out over the top of the school building. It's a little chilly. I swear into my coat, pressing my hands deep inside my pockets. Nevertheless, I'm excited. Never been to a zoo before. Heard there are a lot of animals there, like elephants and giraffes and tigers, and maybe some strange ones I don't know about. I mean, that's kind of the whole point about a zoo, but even though you're seeing lots of big animals, it sounds kind of scary. They'll all be inside cages, so they won't be able to hurt me. At least that's what my mother told me. Moo, standing by side, is also excited, even more so than I am. Takes my arm, whole face shining. Achan, I want to see a polar bear. Do they have polar bears? Wouldn't it be too warm for them? I have special cages for them, silly. I see. Hope they don't get sick. That would be sad. Don't worry, they'll be fine, just fine. You're too anxious, Achan. Maybe. I just hope none of the animals got hurt. They're fine, you're getting hung up on the wrong thing here. What about the cool animals, and the ice cream stalls, and the gift shops? That's way, way more exciting. I should buy my parents a gift. Wonder what I should get them. Miss sighs. No, you're still focusing on the wrong thing. At long last, the bus pulls up outside the school. There is a collected cry, a cheer of voices, and a surge forwards. Ruth grows hold of my arm and pulls me along behind her, dragging us up to the front of the queue. We're gonna get on first. Me. Calm down, Moo. You wouldn't want an accident before we even set off. But that's not fair. I want to be first. I know that, but you're not the only person going on this trip. You should show some more consideration for your fellow classmates. Consideration is a boring word. Maybe, but you must be careful. Please think about others a bit more. Think about her voice trails off. She lifts her gaze, looking over the top of Moo's light pink head. Full of her eyes intrigued. There, standing at the back of the crowd, a foot or so away from everybody else, is Noelle. Standing there by herself, all alone. From tip to toe, her whole body is trembling. Don't think it's because of the cold. Everybody else is already paired up in a couple or part of a group. Noelle's the only one and all alone. Tachibana frowns. Moo, you stay there. Not finished talking to you. I'm going to speak to Noelle for a few moments, alright? Moo kicks her shoe against the ground mutinously, scowling. That isn't fair. I don't want to wait. Waiting is boring. This is discrimination. I know. Just hold on tight. You can stand there patiently for 5 minutes. I'll give you a reward. Ooh, a reward. Bribery seems to do the trick, and Moo is so easily swayed. Moo suddenly silences, pressing her finger against her own lips, looking with tense concentration on her face. No talking really that hard for her? Good girl. Tachibana nods her head in approval before turning her full attention towards Noelle. Noelle takes a step backwards as soon as she sees Mrs. Tachibana approaching her, eyes wide. Watch they exchange curiously while Moo continues to hold her finger against her lips, cheeks puffed out from the exertion of not speaking. Miss Tachibana kneels down so she is at eye level with Noelle, talking so softly I can't hear her. Noelle looks frightened, but little by little this apprehension begins to wear away. Anxiety is still present in her two wide eyes and her trembling fingertips, but she looks more at ease now. Finally, Miss Tachibana straightens up and returns to Moo and I. Moo, tiring of the game of not talking, takes his finger from mouth and lets out a deluge of words no doubt was building up inside of her for the last 5 minutes. Teacher, I did it! I was really good and really quiet, so do I get a treat now? I want a treat. I hope it's edible. I'm hungry. I had breakfast this morning, but it wasn't enough, but Mum wouldn't make me any more because she said might be sick since but we were going on a long bus journey. That's stupid because I don't get trouble sick. And anyway, I want to eat something. I want snacks. Do you have any food? Or extra oxygen? Jesus Christ. Why do you have to talk so much? I'm hungry. Tachibana laughs. Now, calm down. I'll give you a treat when we get on the bus. I can't wait that long. You can't wait for a minute? No, I want it now. Easy there, Moo. Don't worry, you'll get your treat, I promise. Well, if you promise. Now, I'm faced with something of a dilemma. Tachibana looks between Moo and I, hands folded. Even though she's smiling, the tone of voice is serious. Did I do something wrong? No, of course you didn't. I'm not going to punish you, silly. Okay. Rather, I'm worried about Noelle. About Noelle? Yeah, unlike everybody else, she has no partner for this trip. Don't want her looking around the zoo on her own. It wouldn't be safe. I prefer if she had somebody to go with her. Maybe pulls her face. Hey, I don't want to pair up with her. She never talks to me, so why should I talk to her? It's not fair. Mia's being too loud. Noelle can hear her. Noelle flinches. I feel sorry for her. Even so, I'm a little impressed. Somebody said those kind of things about me. I don't think I'd be able to keep my composure. I'd have run away by now in tears. Maybe Noelle is stronger than she looks. Talking about her size, giving him a slight rap on the head with her knuckles. Amu, you're being rude. No, I'm not. Just telling the truth. You mean your opinion? My opinion is the truth. Takibana shakes her head. Not now, it isn't. Can't allow you to say something like that. Isn't fair. Now then, I'd like you to join the group with Ri and Suzumi. Amu. Huh? What? Amu's eyes widen. She looks indignant. Clinging to my arm tightly, so tightly I worry she might yank it straight from the socket, she gives Mr. Takibana a challenging glare. No way. I want to partner with Akchan. I already decided that I'm with Akchan. Hey, please, I want you to go with Arai. Akchan should be with Noelle. But Akchan is my friend. Mine. He isn't Noelle's. He isn't. Moo isn't listening. I think she's having a temper tantrum. Moo is scary when she gets angry. I don't like disagreeing with her. That's why I wish every single Tanabata that I never get on her bad side. But look back at Noelle. She's standing there all alone. She's so small and afraid. Definitely doesn't have any friends, does she? Even though she's been at our school for a month, she hasn't been able to talk to anyone. It's sad. Don't want Noelle to be alone. Especially not on a day out like this. I want us to see the zoo together. So, even though I'm afraid, and even though I don't want to upset Amu, I lift my head and meet Mrs. Takibana's gaze. Voice is hesitant and weak, but at least it's audible. Better than nothing. I'll do it. I want to be with Noelle. Noelle and I sit together on the bus, neither saying a word. Everybody else is being so noisy. Guess they're excited. But it doesn't help bring Noelle out of her shell. Seems even quite unusual. That's even possible. Is it nerves? You see a boo sitting a few seats in front of me. Sitting with Arai, girl our age. You know, Moo protested so fiercely about being with Arai, she looks just fine now. I think she's talking about some cute magical girl TV series with Arai. Sounds like they're arguing. Discussion sounds pretty heated, but I think Moo's having fun. She likes arguing. One of the things she excels at. Turn away, staring out the window. Been travelling for about half an hour. Been out into the main road now, though it isn't very busy, given it's still so early in the morning. Another half an hour, I'm sure there'll be lots more traffic. Trucks and vans and cars of every single colour. Kinda scary, but also exciting. Can't imagine this is anything special for Noelle though. She used to live in the city after all. Wonder what it was like. Was it busier than this? By how much? How was she able to cope? But I don't ask her. Sitting by my side, head bent, sketchbook on her lap, drawing. But completely immersed. Pencil doesn't falter against the page, no when the bus goes over bumps in the road. Line remains just as smooth, as straight, sharp as always. So cool. Really is talented. Watch her from the corner of my eyes, trying to be discreet, one interesting person. It's around 9 AM when we reached the zoo. The sun has finally risen, shining boldly, brightly in a light blue sky. We fell asleep at some point during the journey here, and her head resting against Rai's shoulder. Because she was acting so hyperactive and energetic, but she was so excited for today's trip that she didn't get any sleep at all last night. Now, however, she looks as wide awake as it's possible to be. Hands planted on her hips, a wide smile on her face. I think she's arguing with Rai again, but I don't know what about. Well, it was quiet the whole drive here, drawing. I didn't put down her pencil once. Neither did she seem to get trouble sick, even though the bus was pretty jerky. She was so cool. Wouldn't be able to draw on the bus without feeling ill. Must have a lot of skills. Should have told her that, but I eventually decided not to. It might sound weird and she might get embarrassed. I wouldn't want that. Tachibana gave us all a list of instructions. She tells us to split into our groups and look around the zoo together. We're not meant to split up from our groups or go off on our own, especially not the very youngest students. Most students are grouped together with the oldest kids. Meant to meet up at the entrance at 4:30 PM for the drive back home. We'll stand at the entrance of the zoo, waiting for it to be over. Mook is tapping her foot against the floor, and a few other students glance towards the zoo restlessly, not even looking Miss Tachibana in the eye. Once the instructions are over, everyone rushes off like a swarm of bees, desperate to see absolutely everything as quickly as possible. Miss Tachibana is dragged along by the entourage of young kindergarten students she's supervising, aged from 3 to 5. Take hold of her hands and drag her away, en masse. Some of them shouting about feeding her to the lions. In the wake of this stampede, Noelle and I are the only ones both left silent, neither saying a word. If I'm with a moo, I would have been dragged off at breakneck speed by now. Didn't give me a single second to rest. But with Noelle, it's different. Noelle, I can savor the feeling of the sunlight against my skin, running through my hair, and the sound of the smells of this new, unfamiliar place. Taking everything in slowly, bit by bit, makes it always seem very, even more special somehow. Look around my surroundings, blinking. There's a big group of school children that look about my age crowded around one of the barriers. They're wearing a neat uniform, white skirts, black blazers, and black pants for the boys, red and white check skirts for the girls. Being herded along by several older people, presumably teachers who are trying to calm them down. Must be from another school, having a trip on the same day we are. School looks an awfully lot bigger than ours. There are so many students it's impossible for me to tell just how many there are. Like trying to count the number of sweets crammed together inside a large jar. Wow, is that what school in the city was like? I saw Noah say it out loud without really intending to. Don't expect an answer. That's why I'm caught off guard when, out of the blue, I received one. From the most unlikely source too. That school was even bigger. Look at Noelle in surprise. Don't think I've ever heard her talk before. Noelle peeps up at me from beneath her bangs. Cheeks are flushed a very, very pale pink. Wow, that does sound very big. Wasn't it noisy? Noelle nods her head. Very. I don't think I'd like something like that. Sounds kind of scary. It was, a little. Why does she sound so gloomy? Since we're on a school trip, I feel obligated to cheer her up. Well, you don't have to be scared anymore. You're here now. I'm here now? Yeah, so don't worry. If you want, I'll be your friend. No. From that day on, they were friends. Two of us both proved to be as indecisive as the other. Inspecting the map of the zoo, we still can't make out minds up about what to see first. Neither of us really mind, so we can't come to a decision. As a result, we end up walking around aimlessly, but that's fun too. In about an hour or so, we find ourselves sitting on a bench outside a cage filled with monkeys. It's a fairly secluded area of the zoo, with few people to disturb us. And the crowd are more interested in the bigger, more exciting animals, like the elephants or the giraffes. Monkeys might be less impressive to look at, but I still like them. So sneaky, clambering around the bars of the cage and swinging from their perches. They make fun noises too, which makes me giggle. They're cute, aren't they? They're cute, I think. They're so fluffy. Yeah, I like fluffy things. What kind of fluffy things? Rabbits, mostly. I like rabbits too. They have floppy ears and twitchy noses. Or not. Rabbits are fun to draw. I do lots of drawings. Is that what you were drawing on the bus? Turns her head away, hiding behind her hair. I didn't know you were watching. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I don't like it when a moo looks over my shoulder when I'm reading. Embarrassing, it makes me feel ashamed of my reading choices. Especially when she rolls her eyes and says, "That's boring, let's go and play." I hope I didn't make Noelle feel embarrassed like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you didn't like it? I'd just been nosy, I guess. I didn't mean to upset you. No, it's alright, I don't mind so much. I just didn't expect it. Maybe I shouldn't have told you I was looking. I just didn't want to be a bother. Right, if I told you you'd get distracted. That is very thoughtful of you. Thank you. He always offers me a small hesitant smile. Don't know if it's entirely convincing, but at least she makes an effort. I wasn't drawing anything in particular on the bus. It was just a doodle. Not sure she is being modest or not. It's hard for me to tell. But I'm still impressed. Really? But looked like you were paying so much attention. Best I could see, you looked really good. Well, I'm alright, I suppose. I don't think these compliments are making her feel any better. It's obvious she doesn't like being the center of attention. It also starts picking up a loose thread of the hem of the skirt. If my mother were here, I'm positive she'd tell Noah to cut that out. I don't know anything about clothes, but even I can tell her skirt looks pretty expensive. Well, Noel's clothes look expensive, come to think of it. Maybe her family is rich. I know there are people who moved into that large modern house on the outskirts of the village. They had to be rich to build a house like that, wouldn't they? I wonder, but I don't ask. Might seem rude, like I'm prying into her private life. She doesn't want to tell me, she doesn't have to. She's not obliged. Instead, I turn my attention back to the cage, to the antics of the scampering monkeys. When stomachs start to rumble, we realize that it's time for lunch. Taking the homemade lunches out of our bags, prepared by our parents, we start to eat. Mom bows her head, eyes closed. Thank you for the food. Manners really are impeccable. And she takes her disposable chopsticks and tries to snap them apart. Nah. That is not to be. And how much effort she puts in, or how frustrated her expressions become, she is unable to tear the two chopsticks apart. Upon her reaching out to help her, but... Sound of snapping wood fills the air, alongside a small cry of disappointment. I was finally able to separate the chopsticks, but their bond was too great to be torn apart so easily. Chopsticks have not been broken cleanly, still joined together at the base, leaving Noelle with one chopstick too short and one too chunky. Well, his face falls. He looks crestfallen. Sounds so defeated, but I can't help but laugh. You're gonna have bad luck now. What do you mean? If you don't break your chopsticks cleanly, you'll get bad luck. I don't know about that. I think it's just a rumor. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Moo can never split her chopsticks right, but she's always smiling. I suppose that is true, but last time this happened, a bird did something dirty. My head. Poor Noel. She got bird poop on her head. Curses this with red cheeks. Head hanging, fingers gripping the fabric of her skirt tightly. Looks like she's trying to fold her body up like a towel, right out of existence. The story is pretty funny, but looks so embarrassed I'd feel guilty laughing. Don't worry, you can borrow my chopsticks if you want. Really? Sure, if you don't mind. Well, I don't mind. Here. Feeling just a little bit cool, like a chivalrous knight, I hand Noel my own disposable chopsticks, clearly stacked in two distinctly separate pieces, unlike hers. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. Is what Noel says, but she still reaches out to take them. Do we finish swapping our chopsticks? I turn my attention back to my lunch. Thank you for the food. Bow my head and begin to eat. Those chopsticks are a little awkward to hold, but I don't mind. I think it was worth it. Even if a bird does do something dirty on my head later on. Oh no, is this going to lead to the cockroach incident? Two of us look around the zoo together. We're given a worksheet by Mrs. Takibana with a list of activities we're supposed to do. Supposed to be educational tasks which will enrich our minds, and us get the most out of the experience. The main reason we go on field trips is to learn things after all. At least that's what it says on paper. Reality is quite different. Can't imagine many people will actually bother to fill these forms in. They'll be too busy running around and having fun, eating ice cream and shouting. Especially if a moo is involved. Noel and I make a small effort to fill out some of the questions, but we don't exert too much energy. Too busy enjoying the weather, the gentle breeze, and the warm sunshine. Mostly we try to avoid areas where lots of people will be. Such we don't get to see any of the really, really big animals. Do see quite a lot though. Bush babies with their big eyes are creepy. Lemurs with their black and white tails are very aloof. And sloths which lie on the branches of the trees unmoving makes me feel calm and relaxed. At some point we run into Moo, Rai, and Rai's big sister, who was eating a snow cone. Bit of hers melted on the tip of her nose. Ai-chan, did you see it? Did you see it? See what? I don't know what do you mean. Giraffes, of course, the giraffes. They had such long necks and it makes me want to tie a knot in one. That's my dream. Well, I don't know if they'd like that. That might hurt them. That's my dream. Sacrifices must be made. For the greater good. Do you know you have some snow cone on your nose? Silly Ai-chan. It's hardly time to worry about that. I have many things to do. Places to see, new lands to explore, and animals to torture. Maybe that too. Oh God. Maybe we shouldn't be giving her any ideas. See you later, Ai-chan. See you. Have fun. I will. Oh God, with all I got, like Badan. Noel jumps up at the sudden noise and hides behind my back, trembling like a baby bird. I think being around the moon might have adverse effects on Noel's health. I think anyone being around a moon is going to have some sort of health effects. I mean, again, we probably have so many bruises from her over the years. Really doesn't get along with noisy people, does she? Okay, let's go, my minions, to the future. Watch as the moon runs off. I and Ray's big sister trailing behind. Finally, Lady Noel picks up from behind my back, still trembling. Have they gone? They're gone. Don't worry. Okay. I smile at her, trying to reassure her. I want to stop her shaking. Don't need to be afraid of her, Moo. She's a nice person, really. Really? Elle looks unsure. I guess I can understand why, given Moo was so rude to her only this morning. Moo didn't really mean anything by it, though. She's just thoughtless sometimes. She always says exactly what she wants, never thinking about the feelings of others. It can be upsetting, but I don't know if it's always a bad thing. I admired her. Yeah, she is nice. Very nice. Just loud. At least she isn't as loud as her dad. There's someone even louder? Yeah, it does scary. It was really big too. No shivers. That sounds frightening. I feel sorry for Moo. I think Moo feels sorry for Moo too. I know she likes him. I don't know if she likes him very much. Day at the zoo seems to end almost as quickly as it began. The time goes by in a flash, making me doubt whether it even happened at all. Noel and I wait by the entrance while Mrs. Takibana does a quick head count, checking to make sure nobody's missing. Does this a couple of times, reaffirming the accuracy of her first count before straightening up. Right, everybody, time to get back on the bus. Chorus of oars ripple through the crowd, but it looks upset. I'm upset too. This trip, I feel like I finally got to know Noel a little bit more. She's a shy girl who has a hard time talking to others. She's bad at snapping chopsticks, but very good at drawing. She doesn't like large crowds, but she thinks rabbits and monkeys are cute. Maybe she doesn't mind. She could be my new friend. Really hope we can stay friends. Want it more than I've wanted anything before. I just wanted to be happy forever. Aww, so sweet. Yep, and that was the final ending. And there it goes, the final achievement. Yeah, oh my god. That was a much longer game than I thought it was going to be, because going into it I didn't think it was going to have so many endings. It was all 21. It probably took me... I think it took me like about 25-30 hours to get through, which is quite a lot, but I still had a lot of fun with it. It was a bit less horror than I thought it was going to be, because it advertised itself as a horror visual novel type thing with a kind of yandere thing, but there was only like a handful of endings where we kind of met our demise. Yeah, mostly thought it was one way you're gonna just try and find a way to just not get killed by your obsessive friend and just hope against all hope you can find maybe one happy ending, but I mean, not to say that any of the other endings didn't go horribly wrong and weren't depressing at all. But yeah, I was thinking like, there's less horror and a lot of existential dread and depression. But I guess I should have known what we were getting ourselves into after that first initial ending we got, because that was ending 6 or whatever, the one where, you know, Noel kind of wrote us a letter saying she was going to end her life, which was, But yeah, as I was saying before, we went through that whole epilogue thing, or after credit thing. But yeah, I kind of know how it feels to be treated badly. Again, not to Noel's extent, because thankfully I was never bullied that badly. It was mostly basic bullying stuff, like calling names and whatnot, but yeah, I had a different situation with a certain family member being a narcissist. Not fun to have to deal with stuff like that. And yeah, just overall being made to feel like there's something wrong with you and it's all your fault. And then stemming from that, kind of similar to Noel, intrusive thoughts. Not a fun thing to have. And especially that being nowadays, being amplified due to social media and the internet in general, where you're exposed to so much more of the horrible things going on in the world, and some people are screwing their sometimes unwarranted opinions out into the void and into the echo chamber, and basically it's just been a place where you can look up and watch anything to your heart's content, even really horrible stuff, like, for example, LiveLeak. Especially back in my day when we didn't so much have parental controls on the internet and stuff, so got exposed to a lot more horrible things. But yeah, and then going back onto the whole mental health thing, especially in the era that this game is set, because it is set in the 1980s. I double checked on the store page, but yeah, especially back then, they didn't really have the resources to deal with people who were suffering from like trauma, like Noel was with the bullying and stuff, or just mental health issues in general. Just kind of locked them up in an asylum and just went, just lock them up in there and just wait until they die. Whatever, and even during the time when I was growing up, because I grew up in like the late 90s and all the way through the 2000s, and even back then, which isn't that far away, it was like, 20 odd years ago, 2000s, it even wasn't much on mental health as there, it was like nowhere near enough about mental health as compared to like today, nowadays. Yeah, man, because thinking back, if I had the resources, or even my family had the resources that we have now, man, my life during school would have been so much more better. Because, I suffer from like social anxiety, so would have made my time during school a lot more easier, and probably interacting with people a lot more easier. But eventually, in the end, I did get a diagnosis, even though I think I was 27 when I finally got the diagnosis, but and then there's also the whole thing about maintaining friendships and the hardships that come along with it, which was very much the theme going on with this visual novel. Not always going to be all sunshines and rainbows. There's always going to be many potholes that will need time and care to fix and patch up. Especially when miscommunication is involved, like with this visual novel, where main protagonist Ak-chan was too afraid to tell his friend that he was leaving, and kind of just dealing with their own personal shit, and then just having their own interpretations of what the other possibly was thinking, or why they did certain things or said certain things, and all that. But that was The Way We All Go. Very interesting. Very interesting visual novel. There was a lot to it. There was a lot to it, but I really, really enjoyed this. Definitely flew by. There was... I think I've already said my thoughts about all the stuff, but yeah, there's all little CG stuff. And also all the endings, yay, we got all of them. But yeah, if you guys want to check this game out for whatever reason, link will be down in the description below for it. And I guess thanks for watching all the way through if you have. Yeah, it's going to be a very long series, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it was very depressing towards the end there especially. But yeah, we'll be ending it off here, and yeah, make sure you guys check in on your friends, because you never know what they're going through, and make sure you stay safe yourself, okay?